Yo, what up, guys? We're wrapping UFC 278 from right outside the octagon. My instant analysis for the fight. This was a tremendous fight card. I mean, this arena showed up from the very first fight of the night, but ultimately the night belongs to Leon Rocky Edwards. I can honestly say, and so did my broadcast partners, we all agree, this was the greatest head kick knockout that we have seen in the UFC, especially because of the circumstances. Leon Edwards was down. He was losing to Kamaru Usman. He was down 3 rounds to 1, and he was going to lose the 5th. But he found the perfect head kick to make him the champion. Now, for Kamaru Usman, how much did this change? You know, as a guy that's been knocked out before, everything changes once you realize that it's possible. When you have that aura of invincibility, that belief that you cannot be put out clean, you are willing to do a lot of things. Usman went out today for the very first time in his career, and I wonder how that's going to affect him going forward. But if you think about the matchup and how it was going, and you have to worry or bet the third fight, you got to think that Usman's going to be the favorite because he was cruising. He was doing a really good job of pressuring Leon Edwards, bullying Leon Edwards, this was Leon's coach's words, and just really making him fight on his heels. But it was the moment that he didn't. The moment that he didn't back him up is when Leon Edwards found that beautiful high kick. He went right hand, left hand straight. Didn't throw either of those strikes to connect. He threw them just in order to get Usman's hands up so that he could land the head kick that ultimately won him the championship. I mean, it was perfect. And we have seen Rocky do this before. This was not a new combination. Go back and watch some of Leon Edwards' knockouts prior. He has done that same combination time and time again and secured knockouts. And if there's a guy that you're going to root for, it's Leon Edwards. You know, he said, I come from nothing, man. My family, we had nothing. He's on the phone with his mom, his son crying, talking about how their life is going to change. You know, this felt like a movie. The UFC staff played the Rocky theme after the fight. And during the Rocky theme, Leon is on the cage celebrating with the belt, and the crowd's yelling, Rocky, Rocky. It was a movie. And then this corner man between rounds is like, come on, Rock, you got to give yourself a chance. I've never in my life had this type of emotion. And watching it play out in front of me the way that it did, it's why we love sports. You know, we love live sports because it's always unpredictable. We wrote Leon Edwards' his obituary, and I want to apologize for that. But I don't see anything wrong in it. But because of the way that it was going and what we have seen Kamaru Usman done prior, I felt like Usman was going to cruise to the finish line and win or retain his championship. But now this changes everything. Usman has to restart his run. Honestly, luckily, he has an opportunity to redo that against Leon Edwards in the trilogy, which Dana White said hopefully they can do at Wembley Stadium. Could you guys imagine us at Wembley Stadium for Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 3? I mean, it will be an absolute madhouse. A scene that you could only dream of. But keep in mind, Kamaru Usman was up 3-4 rounds to 1. We have to remember that. But just a great night overall. And what I do believe was the greatest knockout in UFC. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm was great. But nothing has matched this. This was the greatest comeback, the single greatest comeback in UFC history, because Leon Edwards snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. He was well on his way to getting beat by Kamaru Usman, and he got the job done. So congrats to Leon Edwards and his entire team. And those guys deserve to shine in that moment because they have a fighter in Leon Edwards that believes in himself. I spoke to him on my YouTube earlier this week on this channel, and he talked about staying focused for 25 minutes, and in the 24th minute, he got the knockout. So he stayed true to his words. We get to the co-main event. My boy Luke Rockhold fights the final fighters of his career. And you know what? I can't say I'm not disappointed because skill-wise, he looked like he still has a ton left. But his cardio, his body posture, the way that he looked in there tells me that it's about time for my boy to walk away. So I ran over and I gave him a big hug. But honestly, let's give our credit to Paulo Acosta, because he dealt with an absolute wild man in there. Luke was not the technical striker that you come to know. Luke was not that guy that was going to pick Paulo Acosta apart. Luke was a madman. And Paulo Acosta not only stood in there, he beat him 30-27. Luke didn't take a round off of Paulo Acosta. So for all the praise that we are going to heap on Luke Rockhold, Paulo Acosta won the fight, and won the fight going away. He grappled very effectively. I could not believe how easily he was able to pass Luke's guard and then mount Luke on multiple occasions. But it was also him able to deal with the madness that was ensuing around him in regards to the fight itself. The whole fight card was great, but ultimately I think it boiled down to those two fights and obviously Merab Dvalishvili that really did make this night. But Paulo Acosta showed that he's serious. He made the weight very easy. He went out there and he competed with Luke Rockhold for 15 minutes. And even though he looked fatigued, even though he looked tired, he stayed true to himself and he got the job done. So you guys give Paulo Acosta some credit. And if this wasn't a one-off, if this wasn't just because Luke Rockhold pissed him off, then Paulo Acosta once again becomes a very dangerous problem for the fighters in the middleweight division. Hats off to my boy Luke. Guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed us while we were there. You know, I always talk about you got to enjoy fighters while you have them, because you never know when they're going to be gone. And I got this picture sent to me, and now we're all gone. You know, you look at this photo, and it's Khabib Nurmagomedov, myself, Luke Rockhold, and Cain Velasquez. And if you look at the coach right here off to the right, left of the screen with Cain, he's dead. Cain's in jail. You know, we've had some really, really great times at the American Kickboxing Academy. In the final of the guys that we called the Four Kings, you know, takes a bow in front of the fence tonight in what I believe was a fairy tale ending for Luke Rockhold. Merab Dvalishvili had the performance of his career. Jose Aldo just did not fight, though. I believe that the takedowns scared him so much that he didn't really give himself a chance. It was very, it was hard to recognize Jose Aldo in that fight because of the way that he approached it. I thought that he should have been more aggressive. He should have been more forward in attacking Merab, because Merab didn't really have anything for him on the feet. But what Merab did have was Merab had a willingness to go forward. Merab had a willingness to pressure him and make him work the entirety of 15 minutes. Great fight tonight by Merab Dvalishvili, who said, guys, he will not fight Aljamain Sterling. He said Aljo's the reason he's here, and Aljo beats him every single day. So let's not start to press him like people used to press me and Cain Velasquez. What a tremendous night from Salt Lake City. Congratulations to the champ, Leon Rocky Edwards. Kamaru Usman, hold your head up, my brother. You were fighting a fantastic fight, and everybody can get caught. But sports, guys, this is why we love them. Because at any moment, nothing matches a UFC championship fight. And I cannot say it was proven more than ever than it was tonight. Congrats, Merab. Congrats to Paulo Acosta. Happy trails, my friend Luke Rockhold, on a fantastic career. Guys, like, subscribe, and tune in for a lot more of my content, because I'm about to take it up to the next level. I love each and every one of you. Peace.